The day my first business failed was the worst day of my life. I talked it over with my business partner, and we realized that the venture that we had been working on for 2 years was no longer in the direction of our truest passions, was no longer the opportunity that we once dreamed it would be. And so one at a time, I made phone calls to our team. I led a team of about 8 at the time. And one at a time, I called them and I said, this project that we've been so passionate about for over 2 years now, it's done. We're throwing in the towel. And of course, I'll give you a letter of recommendation wherever you want to go, but unfortunately, this is no longer the direction we're going to take. And all of that money that you thought you'd get as soon as we sold this thing, well, that's not going to happen because right now, we're liquidating everything. And you're going to get this very small amount. Obviously, this wasn't taken very well. It wasn't very easy to have these conversations, but it was what needed to happen. So I walked out of the building with my tail between my legs and my head down. And because my head was down, I didn't pay attention to a parking gate that had closed right in front of me, and it knocked me on my head. And so now, concussed and bleeding from my head, I drove home holding a Chipotle napkin on my forehead. And as soon as I got home through the driving rain, my girlfriend dumps me. It was the worst day of my life. And so I'm sitting there not knowing what to do next, not having the slightest idea what my purpose is, not having the slightest clue what direction to take my world or even how to pay rent. It was the worst day of my life. And so I had no other choice but to sit with it. I sat with my emotions. I sat with my confusion. I sat with being lost. I sat with being at the depth of my hero's journey. I spent a whole day just walking in the park, listening to empowering speakers, hoping to find something that was a nugget of truth for me. I didn't have an answer right away. So I bartended. I drove Uber and Lyft. I got a job to pay the bills. I just did whatever I could. And then I realized, gradually, that this wasn't the worst day of my life. It was a redirect to head me in the most amazing direction possible. I no longer was spending all of this energy on a business that we literally started just to make money. So I now had the freedom in my world to fully self-express and to start making videos speaking my truth and to start speaking in the direction of my dreams and to start focusing on my artwork, not on my paycheck. And to start paying attention to the impact I can make on other people's lives, not just the impact I can make on my bank account. The worst day of my life liberated me. And I'm sharing this with you because it's very likely that either now or in your recent past, you've experienced one of these troughs of your hero's journey. And I want you to know that these moments don't define you, they shape you. You aren't the worst day of your life. You are the glow that comes through it. You are the shine that comes through the crack in your armor. And so if things are starting to fall apart, or if they have recently, let it fall. Let it fall. Walk through the rain with courage. Make the phone call with courage. Let the parking gate of life give you a concussion with courage. And know that you can evolve through absolutely anything, and that life is giving you a beautiful opportunity to become what you're meant to be in this world and to release your full potential.